Hey, welcome to another edition of Kyle Meredith with. It's the interview series presented by WFPK at WFPK.org, Consequence, and the Consequence Podcast Network. Thanks as always for making your way here, for checking out the series. Of course, you know what to do. If you like what you see, what you hear, hit that subscribe button. I put out 3 new interviews every single week, doing every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, just like this. Great way to keep up with your favorite artists and discover the new ones. You can grab us anywhere you get podcasts from, Spotify, Apple Podcast, NPR, WFPK.org, Consequence, or of course, right here on YouTube for the video versions. Anywhere you get your podcast from, you can subscribe to Kyle Meredith with. And that's me, Kyle Meredith, today talking about the Apple TV Plus series Women in Blue with actresses Amorita Rasgado and Natalia Téllez. This is such a cool series. It's set in the 1970s, 1970 actually, and inspired by true events. Women in Blue tells the story of 4 women who defy the ultra-conservative norms of the time and join Mexico's first female police force, only to discover that their squad is a publicity stunt to distract the media from a brutal serial killer. We're going to get into the ins and outs of it, working in the era of the 1970s, and what the story means in the bigger picture. So let's jump into it, talking Women in Blue, out now on Apple TV Plus. It's Kyle Meredith with Amorita Rasgado and Natalia Téllez.
Muy bien, hola.
What a beautiful, thrilling, and important story that this series is. It really was so incredible to watch. I'm going to throw this question to both of you. I would love to hear why you wanted to be a part of it. Amorita, if you want to start.
Porque yo nunca hubiera dicho no a un
I
proyecto
would have
tan
never said no to
para
such an
mí
important
como mujer,
project.
como
For
actriz,
me, as a woman, as an
una historia que
actress,
habla de
this is a
mujeres
story talking about women,
que descubren,
women
a
who
pesar de
discover,
todas las
despite
vicisitudes,
all
un
any
camino
type
que
of situations,
necesitaban
they found
como
this
mujeres
pathway
y
as
impulsaron
women, and
a
they
todas nosotras que estamos aquí ahorita contando la historia
encouraged
de estas
us,
mujeres
because
azules
today we are
de los 70s
talking, we
en
are
la Ciudad de
telling
México.
this story
Yo
from
creo
the
que
70s in Mexico
que eso
City,
es
and they were
algo
like the
muy
pillars.
importante, algo
And this is
necesario para el alma
paramount.
y
This is
que
necessary for
podamos
our
yo poder
souls.
ver
And
terminado un proyecto
for me, looking
que
at
me
this
resonaba todos los
project
días, me despertaba muy
that has
contenta, dormía
finished,
soñando con
I
eso,
woke up
o sea, y fue
thinking of
también
it,
la
went to
fuerza que
bed
me
thinking of
necesitaba
it,
para
and the
hablar
strength
acerca
you
de
need
un
to
asesino serial
talking about a
y
serial
cómo estas
killer
mujeres
and how these
más
women,
de afuera
additionally,
trabajando y
they were
escondidas,
working and they
todo
were
en su
like
contra,
hidden because they had
pues
all
salen
odds against them.
adelante, agarradas de la
They
mano y
came up
dicen, ábranse todos y ahí
against
les vamos.
everything. They grabbed
Así
their
es.
hands and they said, move
Yo,
away, we
en
are
mi
here.
caso, igual,
In
creo
my
que más
case,
allá de decir sí,
beyond
para mí era un sueño
saying
poder
yes,
contar una
for me
historia
it
que
was
es
like a
de la
dream,
historia de
being
México,
capable
¿verdad?
of telling a
historia de la
story
lucha
from
de las mujeres
Mexico,
en
the
México,
story
cómo
of the struggle
logran
of women
en
in
un espacio
Mexico, and
laboral
how
con
they
eso
ended up
adquirir
having these
cierto
jobs
poder y agencia en
and
sus vidas
gotten
y
some
en sus estructuras.
empowerment and some
Entonces,
agency in their lives and
yo ya no
structures.
quería actuar,
So
entonces
I
este
didn't want to
proyecto
act
soy
anymore.
conductora y ya no quería actuar
I
porque perdí la fe
conduct
en todo, fui
programs because I
mamá
lost
y dije
faith.
todo sirve para una
I'm a new
mierda, esto ya
mother,
acabó
and I
todo.
said
Y
everything is
cuando
scrapped.
Fernando llegó con
And
esta
when
historia y
Fernando
estaba tan
arrived
apasionado y esto era
and
todo lo que
showed me
está
the
bien en el
story, and he was
mundo,
so
contar
passionate,
lo que realmente
telling
pasó y
us
la
what
gente
was
que fue
good in the
suficientemente
world,
aguerrida para
telling
continuar,
us what
decidí que
happened,
no
and that
solo quería
these
actuar y
were
ser Valentina,
fearful
decidí
women.
que
I
quería
said, I
seguir
want to be
siendo aguerrida y
Valentina. I
pensar
want to
que podemos
continue
cambiar
being
el mundo
fearful,
con
and
una
I want to
serie, con una
change the
historia,
world.
con
I don't know
miles
if
de
it's through
historias y
stories, through a
con no
project,
dejar
or
apagar la
thousands
palabra
of
llama.
projects, but never get this flame out.
Yeah. Natalia, I like hearing about that. How much do you think about your character's backstory? Because she seems like she's coming from the point of view of the revolutionary 60s. Like, where does she get her fire from?
Yo creo que hay almas
I think
que nacieron para
that
hacer
there
una
are
revolución y
souls
que esas
that
almas
were born to
son muy
make a
interesantes para
revolution.
contar sus
And these are
historias.
interesting
Creo
souls.
que
They can tell a story.
a mí me criaron dos
I
artistas que
was
eran unos
raised
románticos de
by
la vida, un
2
pintor y una mujer
romantic
filósofa, y los
artists.
decía, y ellos
One was a
creían que se puede cambiar
philosopher
el
and a
mundo de manera
painter,
individual.
and they
Creo
thought
que
they could
Valentina lo
change the
creía y cuando
world
yo leía el
individually, and
personaje
Valentina
veía
had this in
tanto
her veins.
a mi papá,
So when
que
I was
formó
reading
parte
the
de las
script,
revueltas de estudiantes
I
aquí en Ciudad
saw,
de
I was
México
thinking of my father in the demonstrations in Mexico, and my mother attending a public university and their family against it, and they were creating this utopic family full of freedom and love. They too raised me, and then they gave birth to Valentina instead of myself. And yes, this is what Valentina has within. She has the idea that she can change the world and she should go against. Because if you go with the crowd, perhaps it's not necessarily the right choice.
And Marita, for you, your character, like, she's a cop family. It seems like it would be natural, but of course she has that against her when it should be for her. Why do you think she stuck with it?
Pues porque desde que tiene uso de razón, eso aprendió, ¿no?
Since she was a baby, that was common in her house. That was her language. She didn't have any other choice. She was determined to be a cop. I remember a scene. Leo Sbaraglia was with her friend, his friends, and they say, "Oh, Maria, since she was a girl, she was reading these crime novels." But it was like this fabric that is weaved amongst the four Azules. They are together. Gabina learned this language. She knows about weapons. She can hide herself. She can run. She knows police tactics. She has like the teaching, but there are many other things that she discovered that were not taught at home. And she said, I want more. This is my life. I want to be a cop. So her strength, her power is the flame that allowed her to continue with this tissue weaved with the other Azules. Like they found the safe pathway and start a difficult journey altogether.
Yeah. Did it being set in the 70s affect how either of you approached it? Does that change the way you would do the job?
Sí, de entrada yo creo que
Sure.
la rebeldía actualmente se ve
The
Yo creo que la manera en la que, por ejemplo, mi personaje
situation we live today is completely different than in the 70s. My character was a rebel back then, but it was, but like she didn't have enough freedom to express this rebellion within. I said, Valentina today would be like a common conventional girl today, 2024, but back then in the 70s, she had to pave the way for us today. So this is like the plus she has, this fierceness she was having back then was something helpful for us today. And they were challenging, the four of them, they were challenging back then. Imagine challenging
el contexto del machismo,
the whole macho context, the male context, this chain that is guiding you, pulling you, follow this pathway, not the other. So the pride these four women have to move differently, and today, in these times, you have the capability to do whatever you feel like, but we are still guided. Your parents can tell you, no, not that. So these four women, their lives, the story is like the subject matter in their lives.
Again, I so enjoyed what you all did. Congratulations on this, and it's been such a pleasure to talk to you both. Thank you so much.
Ay, muchas gracias.
No, thank you, Kyle. Bye.
And thanks to my guest. Also, thanks to you for checking out the episode in the series. Before you get out of here, hit that subscribe button. Again, you get 3 brand new interviews every single week. New one every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. at right here on YouTube, or of course anywhere in podcast land, including iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podchaser, NPR, or WFPK.org as well. A great way to keep up with your favorite artists and discover new ones as well. Then after that, actually head over to WFPK.org. That's where I do a show Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern. It's an hour full of song premieres, music news, anniversary spins, bonus interviews, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern at WFPK.org. Consequence has your music and film news. You can also find me on the social media spots, Facebook, Instagram, mostly on Twitter. All three of them, the address is at Kyle Meredith. Do hope you like and follow along. That does it for another edition. I'm Kyle Meredith. I'll see you next time.